seemed like the story of the game was the turnovers. I mean, did you feel that way, and do you feel they were preventable?
Yeah, I thought, that was, something we paid attention to in preparation. We knew that we couldn't give the offense extra possessions. Giving up 21 points off turnovers is not going to be a formula against a good team, especially a good offense. Particularly that the first one was pickoff for a touchdown. You know, I felt like early in the game we were started fast on defense. I thought we were playing competitively in all three phases, but the interception for a touchdown was just a momentum killer. And I do think they're preventable. I think we got to look at the just ball security and decisions with the ball, and that's not just a player issue. That's a coaching issue as well. But it's unfortunate that we go into a game with clarity on what it's going to take to beat a good opponent at home. And I thought the guys had the spirit and energy for it, but we lacked the discipline to carry through with our strategies, and it caught up to us.
Clark, how did you make the decision to go from Mike to AJ, and how did you evaluate AJ's performance?
Well, we just weren't getting anything going on offense, and we needed to do something. It was 35-10 at the time, and it felt like we'd gone out and had a 3-and-out and then a turnover, and it just felt like we needed to do something different. And so, AJ's the next man up, and I don't really want to comment on his performance. I was obviously pleased that we had scoring drives there, but we'll look at the film and evaluate from there.
How did Mike react to that? It seemed like you were having an animated conversation with him on the sideline during AJ's first drive.
Mike's he's first class, and he's a captain. He's one of our leaders, and more than anything, our relationship is such that I wanted to support him in that moment and make sure that he was totally locked in to helping that offense move forward, and he was. And he's disappointed, like we all are. I mean, we wanted to represent this program better today, all of us, and we didn't. And so it's frustrating, it's disappointing, but Mike will bounce back. He's resilient. The program will bounce back. We have a belief in what we're building, and today was an indicator of where we are. I don't want to back away from the fact that Wake played a good game. That's a good opponent, and we played a sloppy first half that allowed them to distance themselves, and so we have to take the learning and grow from this and keep building forward.
To build off that, is this an illustration of, as far as you've come and what you've shown the last 2 weeks, there's still a long ways to go in the progression to where you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I've said that. The first two performances showed flashes of some really good things, but they also showed, it's particularly against Elon, we showed a lack of, competitive maturity there when we kind of left the game, open and exposed ourselves to the counterpunch. You can't go on the field against a good team and give them extra possessions and give them momentum in a moment where we could have held it for ourselves. And so, we do have a long way to go, but it's about like totally understanding what we just experienced, taking the good things that happen on the field, and there are going to be some positives that we can highlight and build on, and then the learning, the adversity that we faced, which is designed for us. And we don't like the result, but we are going to focus on the things that today showed us, and from that we're going to evolve forward. And we got a great chance to do that on the road again next week, and that'll be how we go. We quickly shift focus and come out with a better and more consistent approach, hopefully to lead to a better and more consistent performance.
Clark, you named a starting quarterback real early this year. It seemed to be a way to not have to have the uncertainty week after week. Are you concerned that you may be headed towards that anyway now?
Mike's our starting quarterback, and he knows he's got to earn it every day. And in the end, that's what he's a gifted player, and he's a playmaker, and he's done so much good for us so far this season. Like I said earlier, the decision to get AJ out there was about what the team needed, and And we'll always make that decision based off what we think positions us best to win.
Tough day for the secondary. Was just a matter of just losing guys, or how did you see it?
Yeah, the explosive touchdown was disappointing because, again, that was, part of our formula is we knew they were going to get their plays and yards, but to play with patience and to defend, the entirety of the field was a part of the strategy. That one was tough, and I don't want to put that all on the secondary. I think, we have to look at how we're, spreading the hard down around the field and how we're, giving those guys a chance to play off and to bail and to concede hitches, but to rally and tackle physically. I think the plays that are disappointing are also the ones where the ball sprays on the perimeter and we're not up on it and tackling it physically. We can't let a 5-yard hitch become an 8-yard gain, and to me that's a mindset. But we got to coach that better, and we got to do a better job of putting those guys in positions to have success. You're playing against a really talented offense that has a tough system, and so we knew that again, there were going to be plays out there. We just didn't want those explosive plays to go for touchdowns, and unfortunately, we gave up the big post there in the first half, which was tough.
How disappointing is it? It's kind of a sense that you did kind of give it away, but it was your own mistakes that kind of allowed them to get the distance.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, we're frustrated. The players are frustrated. We have to take ownership and control of everything that we have control over in the competitive performance. And some of this is residue from our past too. It's these moments where we don't do all the things that we can do to impact an outcome. And so, anytime you leave the arena feeling that way, it's hard to swallow. And I'm frustrated. But again, for me, it's about not escaping the ownership over the product that was on the field today. It's taking total ownership of that. It's finding the things that, again, we can build off of, but also the things we need to learn from to improve forward. And this is the early part of our journey as a program. And every time that we're out on the field, every time that we are exposed to the competitive environment, we have to learn and grow. And that'll get us to where we want to go over time.
What's it like as a coach convincing your players to take ownership of the challenges in the situation?
Well, listen, I think ownership is for any humans challenging, right? I have a special group of guys in that locker room, and I've got a group of guys that are very energized to get this thing pointed in the right direction. And here we are early in the season, and we're 2-1, and we had a disappointing game today. But yet their resolve and their resilience, it will show up. And we don't talk about ownership as a response to a game that didn't go our way. We talk about ownership every single day. So it's a part of our DNA. It's a part of who we are. That conversation will, be very fluid and be expected, and we'll move forward from it.
Did you think that the defense was, well prepared or to face the kind of slow mesh offense?
I thought we showed early that defensively we were going to be able to go toe to toe. Again, the explosive touchdown hurt, especially when it came, because it was right in that sequence where we got the 4th down stop on the goal line that turned around and we threw the pick 6. We came back and went 3 and out, and then on the next possession gave up the 1-play touchdown. So that was tough. But on the whole, I felt like those guys battled. We got to finish cleaner late against the run. I felt like there was just too much push from the offensive side there, defending the run late. But there are going to be a lot of things to correct. I thought the energy and spirit was there early. Again, the explosive touchdown hurt, but that ownership of that's going to go from coach to player. It's not a player issue. We got to design it better and put our guys in position to be successful.
We've seen Matt hit his kicks high and long, and it looked like you maybe had some trouble in coverage with that last week. Was what you did today a response to last week, or was it about something you saw on film with Wake and its return game?
We held off on some of the rugby kicks just as a way to keep it in our hip pocket. And Wake had a good returner, and we wanted to make sure we were making it hard on him. and Matt did a great job of executing that plan. I thought we on the whole did a good job of forcing fair catches and putting it where he wasn't, and then even got the turnover off the one that was mishandled. So Matt's a good player, and he executed well today.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Student athletes in there for sure.
You heard it.
I don't know. No. Did you see that Mizzou threw interceptions on 4 consecutive drives?
Wow. Kind of looks like a game manager.
33 to
Maybe
6.
not today.
They're not.
He looks about 20 years younger than that.
Not about enough.
It'd be the most famous thing ever if that game was on screen. You know what I mean?
Go down there and face that myself.
Yeah, like Northern Illinois cancels or something.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Defensively, I think everyone knew this was going to be a challenge with their scheme. How do you think you guys did?
I mean, obviously it wasn't good enough. We had 3 keys, and they checked all 3 of our keys. We allowed explosives, but we handled their tempo pretty well. But it still wasn't good enough, and we won sometimes in the war zone, and sometimes we didn't, and we gave us touchdowns that that mattered. So at the end of the day, it wasn't good enough. So.
Jalen, how deflating, right after the goal line stand, you had all the momentum in the world, and they get a pick 6, and then it's a 1-play touchdown drive, and then I think it's a 3-play touchdown drive, and before you know it, it's 21-3. How deflating was that stretch?
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's deflating because, you control what you can control. Coach Lee tells us all the time not to look at the scoreboard. So, just stay in the middle. Don't have your emotions go with the flow of the game and stuff like that. So, just keep our head down and keep going. So that's how I thought of it, and I feel like that's how my teammates thought of it too. So, in that situation.
What was a huge moment in the game?
Yeah,
Stretch.
yeah.
Those are things you can't do.
Yeah.
Either side of the ball.
Yeah, we know. Like, we just focus on, like I said earlier, like focusing on the things that we can control. Like, that those sequence of events, like we couldn't control that. So, we just respond to whatever happens. So.
Anything else for Jalen? Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you.
What made it tough just to get on track offensively today?
Yeah, I think with offense, a lot of it is about rhythm, and sadly, I don't think we were able to find that today. I can't give you an answer right now. Maybe I can after watching the tape, but finding a rhythm and finding what's working for us definitely helps. I thought they did a really good job of containing us inside. I probably watched Hawaii and Elon and saw a lot of big runs on the perimeter and did a good job of keeping everything inside, which we actually found some success earlier. But I think we did a good job of shutting that down as the game went on.
Gavin, what did you see from Mike? And then once AJ came in, was there anything that changed, with his performance?
Yeah, well, Mike's the heartbeat of our program. He's a captain, with myself and Jalen. And like 7 days ago, we were talking about him being one of the best players in college football. So I have unbelievable confidence in him. AJ's a great talent, obviously brought in, recruited, and is a great player. So, whoever it is back there, I'm really confident. But yeah, I still have uber confidence in Mike.
Turnovers are key every week. When you see at the end of the day on the stat sheet you have 3 turnovers that lead to 21 points and the final score is 45-25, how much do you kind of kick yourself for that as an offense?
Yeah, I think you kick yourself every time it happens, no matter what. The ball's the program, something we say, and we got to take care of it, and we didn't today. That was actually our #1 offensive key, and we failed to do that. But I think just having ownership over that, I think this is going to be an unbelievable game to watch the tape and learn from. There were key moments in the game where we can watch and say, this happened because of this, or if this didn't happen, this would have. You can say that a lot about games, but I thought today really specifically. So just got to watch it and be better next week.
Coach talked about, taking ownership, like you just said, and he also called this game an indicator of where you guys are. Given that being the case, what's the challenge of kind of rising and evolving to get better from it?
Yeah, I think, to use the word you did, I think we're constantly evolving and becoming the best version of ourselves that we can be. This is a non-conference game. It's the 3rd game of the year. We're 2-1. We're still feeling good. Obviously disappointed about the, outcome today, but we got an opportunity to go on the road next week and win a road game, which is always big in college football. But yeah, I can't, disappointed today, but really looking forward to next week and hopefully getting to 3-1.
This sounds like an excuse, but fumbles and some of the sloppiness was a rain factor for you guys.
Just like you said, you never want to use it as an excuse. It's a factor, and you got to be able to handle it. And we handled it poorly. Can definitely do a better job of it. And so it doesn't rain for 2 months, and then it rains on back-to-back first 2 home games, which is not great, but it is what it is. But yeah, we got to own it.
Anything else for Gavin? Thanks, Gavin.
Thanks, guys.